let's talk about the state of the barn and its relative cleanliness. A lot of your colleagues I've talked to and friends who served with you use the word dysfunction and say basically that you had to resign because it's a sign of how dysfunctional things are in the House with Republicans. What do you say to that?
Well, I wouldn't call it dysfunction. Disagreement, yes. But as I said on Friday, I was planning on leaving at the end of last year. And when my friend Eric Cantor lost his primary election in July of last year, it was clear to me that I just couldn't leave, that I had to provide a transition for the next leaders. So I planned on serving through this year. And on November 17th, I was going to make an announcement. And on Thursday evening and Friday morning, I looked up and went, why do I want to put my colleagues through this when I'm going to make the same announcement 6 weeks from now? Why do I want to put the institution through this? And so it was the right decision. Frankly, I thought we handled it the right way.
When you talk about the decision that they were going to have to go through, it was going to be a pretty messy...
Yeah, a motion to vacate the chair.
Yeah,
so
kick you out of your job. Just sorry to help people at home who don't understand what vacating the chair is.
Listen, winning that vote was never an issue. I was going to get the overwhelming number of, I'd have gotten 400 votes probably. But why do I want to make my members, Republican members, like walk the plank? Because they're going to get criticized at home by some who think that we ought to be more aggressive. Listen, we've accomplished a lot over the 4.5 years that I was Speaker. And whether it was the largest deficit reduction deal in the history of the country, saving $2.1 trillion, protecting 99% of the American people from an increase in our taxes, or the first major entitlement reforms in 20 years. All done over the last 4.5 years with a Democrat president, and all voted against by my most conservative members because it wasn't good enough. Really? This is the part that I really don't understand. You know, our founders gave us the system of government, a majority in the House, you need 60 votes in the Senate. Then, if the House and Senate can agree, the president gets to decide. And our founders didn't want some parliamentary system where if you won the majority, you got to do whatever you wanted. They wanted this long, slow process. And so change comes slowly. And obviously, too slowly for some.
Well, are they unrealistic about what can be done in government? That's the dysfunction.
Absolutely, they're unrealistic. But the Bible says, beware of false prophets. And there are people out there, spreading noise about how much can get done. I mean, this whole idea that we're going to shut down the government to get rid of Obamacare in 2013, this plan never had a chance. But over the course of the August recess in 2013 and the course of September, a lot of my Republican colleagues who knew it was a fool's errand, really they were getting all this pressure from home to do this. And so we got groups here in town, members of the House and Senate here in town, who whip people into a frenzy believing they can accomplish things that they know are never going to happen. It's just, but listen, I've had 25 great years here in Washington. I've had great staff, I've had great colleagues, and I'm very thankful to my family and to my constituents for giving me the honor to do this.